now. Greg Jennings joins us. Mike Sando of The Athletic surveyed 50 coaches and executives for his yearly ranking of NFL quarterbacks, which are then tiered. Are you okay with that?
I think it's the best quarterback ranking that doesn't involve a mountain.
Okay, it's like Mahomes Mountain with no snow. Yeah. Mahomes coming in at number 1, followed by Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar, Stafford, and Herbert tied at 5. Nick, you're the king of the tiers. Are you happy with these tiers?
Let me make this clear.
Okay.
I think Sando does a legitimate sports public service with this. I think he gets legitimate experts. Yep. And the way he does, if you haven't read the article, you take every starting quarterback in the league and put them in a tier. So are they tier 1, are they tier 2? And Mahomes was, the last 4 years, unanimous. All 50 people have said he's a tier 1 quarterback. And then you can rank them from basically lowest score is the best on down.
I don't think that was that.
Okay, well, I think the tier part is, because that's going to be my answer.
But it's not like
a
this.
pyramid.
You can have a long
Because
tier,
here is the problem, because it's not, it says, is it good to have anti-bulletin board material?
Yeah.
It's not anti-bulletin board material. And if the bulletin board weren't getting so full, I would consider putting it on the bulletin board.
Putting this list on the bulletin board.
I know why.
Why, Brew? Tell me why.
Because, which I don't totally disagree with, Mahomes is on the tier by himself.
Thank you very much, Brew. Nobody else is in this tier.
We all
agree. And everybody agrees, and yet people still do this funny stuff. If you're going to have a tier 1 of NFL quarterbacks, it can only be one person. Yeah. And so, that's not me being a Chiefs fan or whatever. And so, if we take the next 5 quarterbacks on there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stack them up, Mahomes versus them, yeah, it's still Patrick. It's still actually Patrick, and he almost has them in total playoff wins, 1 shy with 13 fewer losses. What if you take all of the tier 1 and 2 quarterbacks, which is 13 quarterbacks, and stack them up to Patrick? Well, they're going to get him in total playoff wins. He's going to get him in basically everything else. So, no, it's not anti-bulletin board, because he's in a tier by himself, and then the discussion begins. Like, that's the honest way to do any of these rankings.
I agree with that. But what I'm going to go a different direction. My biggest problem with the tiers, and I agree, I love Sando and how he does this. How is Lamar Jackson not on tier 1? And I know this isn't saying, this is league coaches, executives. I'm sorry. He should be up there on tier 1 with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. He was tier 2.
He was tier 2, Wild.
He was the first quarterback in the second tier.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And I get that he hadn't gotten it done in the postseason, but obviously, I mean, Allen and Burrow have been better than him individually in the playoffs, but neither of them has, got the Super Bowl ever. Right, and he's got the 2 MVPs, 1 unanimous, wins 75% of his games. Like, he should be tier 1. I don't care if he's 4th. That's fine if you got him 4th overall, but he should be tier 1.
No, look, I didn't have a problem with the tier until you just brought that up. And, of course.
Thank you.
Yes, Nick, you are right.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Greg. Thank you. I hadn't seen it in a while. It's great to hear that.
Tier by himself. But this is overall, this was a great. It was
a great, accurate ranking, which is why this next topic is going to be so fun. Because it was a good, sober analysis.
This was?
Yeah.
Well, Brew had a major issue with it.
Okay.
The 2-time reigning MVP is coming in at 4.
No, he said he was fine with him at 4.
I just think he should
have been tier 1.
You don't think he should be on tier 1?
I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah.
You really?
I don't.
He's got.
Where are you at on that?
I've been too far. I've been very loud on my skepticism of Lamar, and I like him enough that I don't, unless it's actually the topic we're discussing.
I don't know.
What's the point? All he does is win. He just hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Well, or played well in a playoff run once ever. I mean, that's the other thing.
C.J. Stroud. All of a sudden, C.J. Stroud is.
Thank you.
He had a bye. Oh, you want a free win over the Steelers?
Better than a bye.
Coming in at number 12, Brock Purdy, who did throw a tipped interception, bro. But he has had less than a stellar
I think it hit Debo in the hands.
Preseason.
I don't think it was Debo.
These rankings: Dak, Goff, Hurts at 11, Purdy at 12, Cousins coming in at 13, and then Jordan Love. Brew, we'll start with you. Purdy too high, too low, or just right here?
You guys know, and I've said this before, 5 to 13-ish is going to fluctuate. Well, no, it's just like in the NBA. It's going to fluctuate from year to year. I like that he's tier 2. I love that, and they got that right. It doesn't – I would have him higher, like Jalen, who's had one great year out of 4.
I told you.
I would put Purdy ahead of him. Dak, who hasn't played as well as Purdy in the playoffs, I would put Purdy ahead of him. I think Justin is great. I love Justin. But he hasn't gotten it done in the playoffs
But what
either.
about Jordan Love, who's behind him?
No,
please.
Yeah, I mean, Love. I think people just want to see more from Love.
But I'm asking you.
Oh,
would
right.
you have Love ahead of, like you're saying, guys?
No,
you have Purdy ahead of.
Right now, Love. I want to see more from Love. I want to see more from Purdy too. But Purdy obviously.
So you think he's a little too low?
I think he's a little too low. But the main thing to me is he's tier 2, which I think they got that right. Okay. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, he's too high.
Thank you, Greg.
He's too high. Like I don't need to talk about anything after this list. Once I saw Jordan Love is behind him, no, he's too high.
That's right.
I wouldn't even have him in front of Kirk Cousins.
Oh, come on. And did you, I don't know if you saw what 16 was.
Look,
how did Cousins play in the Super Bowl? I'm sorry.
Look. When I
look
at this list,
Let Greg go. When the lights are bright, because Purdy struggles when the lights are bright.
Let Greg go.
Doesn't he?
No.
when I looked at this list, immediately what I start to say is, and we can pick out all these quarterbacks, but we're talking about Brock Purdy. Yeah. Is it that he's in a great situation, which I can't knock him for that.
That's right.
Because if I were to take him and then place him in any other situation, am I still ranking him 12th? No, I'm not. If I were to say, forget the situations, forget teams. If you had 12 quarterbacks, matter of fact, let's go with 14. If you had all 14 of these quarterbacks, would you pick Brock Purdy over any one of these quarterbacks? If you started with one of these quarterbacks, would you?
Well,
without the team.
Right now, because he's 40 and coming off an Achilles injury, I would pick Purdy. I would put Purdy ahead of Rodgers too. That was another one I thought he should.
Okay, I'll give you Aaron. Okay. Who else?
Oh, I just mentioned.
He thinks he's better than Dak. Right?
No, here's the thing.
Absurd.
No, here's the thing.
I mean, I think it's crazy.
You can speculate. Put Purdy in a different situation, he wouldn't be good. And that we don't know that.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be good.
If 3 years ago, someone had said Brock Purdy's going to be the Niners starting quarterback, even with all that talent, I think most people would have been like, oh, he about to struggle. None of them would have predicted he's going to lead the league in passer rating and lead them to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
So I'm just saying, to say that if you put him somewhere else, I get it. But it's just pure speculation. We don't know.
Well, the people that would say that would be skeptical he could lead them to a Super Bowl would be correct, because he didn't lead them to the Super Bowl. He was there and they made the Super Bowl.
But he played well.
And he
led them
fine.
in those comebacks.
And
in the playoffs.
And so to me, it's a touch too high, because I think Jordan Love is better than him. I think that I'm surprised Wilds is fine with Tua being behind him. He's a big Tua guy.
We're not even there yet.
Tua.
I mean, I know that's your.
Well, I don't know. We're going to play in this imaginary world. Take Tua and put him on the, Saskatchewan Roughriders. Would he be good?
Well, not in Saskatchewan. It's cold up there. He definitely wouldn't play well in Saskatchewan.
You walked right to that one, Wild.
He definitely don't want no
Mexico City
of the Toronto
Stallions or something.
You better believe that.
I want to kill him. All right, but the reason but even though I think Love's better than him, and I obviously.
How many games has Jordan Love won?
I
got to see more from Brock Purdy than good.
9 games.
2 years.
To be clear, I think Brock Purdy has started 9 more games in his career than Jordan Love. Maybe 10.
All right, twice as much?
No, I mean, Jordan Love has started 18 games.
Okay, what's his record? 500?
10 and 8, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, but hold on. Just real. I'm not.
Can I just say this really quick about Jordan? Because we make this argument about Jordan when we don't look at any of the weapons around him and say, man, do you see all this around him? He created that. He established that. He cemented that. And now they're going to build because of what he is.
I feel like sometimes this is the frustration. I feel like Wilds, sometimes you and others are ranking passing offenses, while I think this exercise is trying to rank quarterbacks.
Yes.
Passing offenses, the Tua and it's the Dolphins offense, and there's the Tua piece of it. And nobody has a problem, in my opinion, if you were like, hey, who are the best wide receiver cores in the league of saying, oh, Miami or Philadelphia or Cincinnati, without then saying what's the postseason success.
Can I have a counterpoint real quick?
Yeah.
I think what I'd look to do is talk about the real world. And what actually happens in the games and the statistics. So, and you guys like to be in this pretend world.
Fantasy land.
Yeah, fantasy land. What if this happened? Oh, bro, what if
I need one more minute.
What if Brandon Ayuk ended up on the Vikings with Sandra?
No, can I respond? Because I haven't even given my answer yet. It just real
you said
quick.
he's a touch you out.
Right, but I haven't explained why I feel that way. Which is, this is fantasy. For the record, ranking the quarterbacks is fantasy. Everything else is just
good answer. Good answer.
No. Everything else.
But it's based on reality.
No.
It's based on their statistics and their performances.
Which is why a player whose statistics and record say he's 1 or 2 is by 50 experts ranked 12, which is the whole gist of my Brock Purdy feelings, which get annihilated on this show on a daily basis that I'm too hard on him. But now we have a cabal of experts saying, so wait, this guy his numbers are they top 3 in the league? Yep. His record top 3 in the league? Yep. Playoff success top 3.